This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally Thursday. It's been a long-awaited Thursday. The weather, I can say for a fact, it is getting better.
It's actually, funny enough that you mention it, because it's actually, I think yesterday they announced was the last day of summer.
That wasn't like 3 weeks ago as well?
No. 3 weeks ago they announced that they saw sail, which basically means that the temperature is going to be cooling down. But apparently now we're officially out of summer.
Hopefully, because honestly, I cannot, stand the heat anymore.
Me too.
It's starting to get on my nerves. I just want to go out at 2 p.m. And actually, I can't go out at 2 p.m. because I have a show. But
1
let's say
1 p.m., 12
1 p.m., feel the nice cool breeze, the
Without
winter
boiling.
breeze. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you're like me and you hate doing anything during the hot weather, Souq Al Jubail has finally launched a delivery service for all products so you don't actually have to leave your home to go to Souq Al Jubail.
Yes, indeed. And we're going to be giving you all the details on how that delivery service works. Coming up on today's show as well, we're going to be discussing the future of healthcare right here in the UAE, because one UAE clinic has found one of the pioneer medications, or let's say procedures, that would actually help save a lot of patients from the impact of Alzheimer's. We're not going to be giving more details about what this procedure is until a few moments, but you got to stay tuned to find out more about it.
Yes, and today also we have a lot talking about, delivery services, transportation, because a lot of people like to be lazy, but why wouldn't you want to be lazy in style, right? Because we're talking about, for our apps all around the world, the Buraq app, which is a VIP transportation and document delivery right here in Sharjah. So you can do everything you want in style.
Yes, indeed. In the world of weird tech, we are going to be talking all about Apple, because some reports are saying that they're actually going to be able to find out if a person has depression simply by using their iPhone data. What's the privacy concern about this, and is it actually going to be as accurate as a lot of people hope it will be? You got to stay tuned to find out more about it. Non-ethical.
That's the number one thing, right? And also we're talking about Apple Wallet and how it will soon let you store your COVID-19 vaccination card. And we've been talking about that for a while now. But I do believe, the seeds have already been planted.
Yes.
Right? I don't know.
With Google, they have.
Yes. And now we're finally going to see, the
Apple
fruits of
doing
their
the same.
labor. And we're going to see what they're going to do with that COVID-19 vaccination card. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, we got a lot in store for you guys.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Bringing you the latest tech news happening right here in the UAE and all around the world. But before we talk about tech news, we need to talk about some big news happening in just a few days. On Sunday and Monday, the 26th and the 27th of September, Sharjah is basically gearing up for the upcoming International Government Communication Forum. It's such a big achievement because this is actually the 10th edition of this event that is going to be taking place, and Pulse 95 will be covering it with the Morning Majlis team.
Yes, now the ICGF will bring together senior government officials, leading communication experts, and world business leaders to explore the best practices in government communication, and they're all gathering at the Sharjah Expo Center on the 26th and 27th of September. And Omni and I, our favorite, there's going to be a lot of sessions and talks, but Omni and I's favorite session or talk will be about false news and challenges which were faced by the media. Now, Omni and I are very, adamant on not spreading misinformation and
fighting fake news
and, the spread of misinformation. And there's going to be a lot of topics that will be covering that. And they're going to be talking about fake news in the time of COVID-19 by Mohammed Jalal Al Raisi, who is actually, can you believe it or not, the Director General of Emirates News Agency, which is WAM. And, WAM is the most trusted source for Emirati news right here in the UAE.
Absolutely. So we've constantly been talking about the fight of fake news, fighting misinformation. And just like many social media platforms have been trying to do their part to fight misinformation, the UAE has actually been a pioneer at this. So we're very excited to see what this event has in store for all of us. And it's definitely something that a lot of people should consider even going to, because Sharjah Expo Center, it's a phenomenal building. And this event is one that no one wants to miss. But talking about...
Omnia, what's for lunch?
What's for lunch? Oh, today is cheat day.
Today is cheat
So
day.
many
So you're ordering out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I feel like today I want some fish.
Ooh, I
Right?
love grilled fish.
So the thing is, Omnia, I didn't have time to go to the supermarket yet.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
have
get the
time
fish.
to clean the fish. I don't have time to,
Marinate it.
get it all ready. But, Omnia, this is Future Talk. And we try to make everyone's lives much, much easier. And so does Souq Al Jubail.
Yes, indeed. Because if you're living right here in Sharjah, you may just want to go ahead and get all of your products delivered straight to your doorstep. Souq Al Jubail is actually one of the key projects of the Sharjah Asset Management Company. And they have launched a delivery service for all types of meat, fish, vegetables, and fruits. Let me tell you, Souq Al Jubail has some of the yummiest fruits that you can ever taste because of how fresh they are.
Omnia, my dad, he likes to roam around Sharjah and walk during the good weather.
Yeah.
So one time, I swear, walking, right? Swear to God, he came home with around 4 kilos of dates.
Oh my God.
Right? I'm like,
Where? What?
what?
Why?
Why? He's like, listen, I was walking, I saw 4 kilos of dates, great price, great quality. And I'm not a guy who actually eats dates, right? So I eat a couple and then I get addicted to it. And, I finished the 4 kilos in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? So I'm like, Baba, we need to get more, right? So it became kind of like a habit. Every couple of weeks, my dad will get a couple of kilos of dates, all from Souq Al Jubail. And during the strawberry season, right, we used to get a lot as well. And a tradition in our family, our favorite fruit is mangoes.
Oh, mangoes are so good.
And they have the best mangoes ever. And it's all, at a competitive price, but not like you get at the supermarkets. The supermarkets are a little bit more expensive, right? Souq Al Jubail has competitive prices and lower than the supermarkets.
Absolutely. And the quality is just phenomenal. But now, instead of having to go there and schedule it as part of your, one of the things you got to do on your to-do list, you can simply use WhatsApp to place your order. And what's nice about this is even people in different Emirates can actually enjoy all what Souq Al Jubail has to offer, because they're soon going to be actually delivering to different Emirates right here in the UAE, different cities and regions of the country at competitive prices. So I'm very excited to see how this will turn out, because not only has Souq Al Jubail been actually following all the prevention and safety measures, they've been making sure that their employees are continuously sterilizing all whatever people come across, whether it was hallways, main touch points that collect germs. So you're ordering from a place where
It's clean,
everything
yes.
everything is being taken care of.
Sanitized,
Yes.
COVID-19 precautions. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, we had a heads up on this
Yes.
months prior. We had Hamd al-Zar'oni on the show who gave us all that we needed to know about this delivery service in Souq Al Jubail. So Omni and I actually, we had a heads up and we were kind of anticipating this soon to come. So if you want to check out that show, you can go to our SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you like. We're there. All you have to do is Future Talk Pulse 95.
Yes, indeed. And all you have to do to actually check out all the details about Souq Al Jubail and how you can actually go ahead and order from them is to simply check out their website. SouqAlJubail.com has a lot to offer for all of you, and you can even actually tour through the different produce that they have, the different types of fish, and place your order so easily over WhatsApp.
Let us know you guys' thoughts, 4215 Doorstep, or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Have you ever been to Souq Al Jubail? And what is your favorite thing to get from there? Mine, it's dates.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Ladies and gentlemen, a clinic right here in the UAE is using pure oxygen to reverse the impact of Alzheimer's. Now, we know that Alzheimer's has no cure.
Yeah, that's actually been...
That's been the case.
Yes, for years now.
And, I hands-on have dealt with someone who has Alzheimer's. It is not a pretty sight to see. And I feel for everyone who has a relative who has Alzheimer's. Actually, my grandfather's sister, right,
God,
has
yeah.
Alzheimer's. I like to call her Amti, right, which is aunt.
Yeah.
Right? And, very
heartbreaking.
It's depressing because I don't want to get into it, but the UAE clinic actually has something that actually might just reverse all of that.
Yes, indeed. So we've constantly been hearing in the past few years about what is known as the hyperbaric chambers. So this kind of chamber actually kind of stores all the oxygen and it supplies fresh, pure oxygen to your organs. So let's say someone is struggling with heart failure, maybe their body is not healing as quick enough after a surgery. They would typically place them in this chamber for quite some time and reverse or at least help the body recover a lot faster by using pure oxygen. So a clinic in the UAE has actually found out that this procedure could also counteract the symptoms of Alzheimer's. So it's actually been increasingly used by a lot of people. A lot of people have been wanting to try it out, and one clinic right here in the UAE has been trying it with patients who have an early stage of Alzheimer's. For this purpose, a lot of experts are actually saying that if someone is at the age of 50 or a little bit younger than 50 years old, they may just be the perfect candidates to try this treatment out.
Yeah, I mean, instead of using, pharmaceuticals or any invasive procedure, the hyperbaric oxygen treatment relies 100% on pure oxygen. So, the patient's kidney, liver, it's not being affected because you're not taking it in, pills and medications. And that is actually administered through a pressurized chamber before being deployed to help out with alignments of the brain. Now, the HBOT or hyperbaric oxygen treatment has been successfully used in treating carbon monoxide poisoning, gangrene, and wounds which won't heal due to lack of oxygen. And let's say, for example, you get a cut on your hand. And you put a Band-Aid on it.
Yes.
It's still going to be open. It's still going to be an open wound.
Until all the platelets come to and
but
rush.
if you remove it, right, it heals quicker because of the oxygen. So, I'm actually really, really excited to see how far this procedure can go.
Yes.
And, if a lot of people start doing it, I just might have to get my aunt here and I'll see if I can do it for her.
I mean,
she's old. She's like 87.
But still,
yeah, exactly. But I mean, if
it works out for the early stages, why not? It's amazing because a lot of diseases that used to sound back in the day like a death statement now have actually been, many doctors have found cures for them. When it comes to Alzheimer's patients, the impact of oxygen is actually being used to clear out the residues of protein that is stuck in the gap between nerve cells. This is basically what causes Alzheimer's to begin with. Protein gets trapped between the nerve cells, and the pressure of oxygen, the high pressure, pushes that protein out of the crevices between the nerve cells, and that causes a lot of people to actually find lots of improvement when it comes to blood oxygen reaching their brain. And funny enough, a lot of people right here in the UAE have actually been using these hyperbaric chambers that give you that pressurized oxygen to kind of turn back the clock on aging.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how pure oxygen, right, can work in so many different ways. And I'm actually really proud to see the UAE trying to detect more and more when it comes to early stages of Alzheimer's. So apparently, we might have a high Alzheimer rate right here in the Middle East. I don't know about that yet. But I'm excited to see where, these trials will keep going. And if soon enough, us normal people can get that procedure done.
Do you know that we have a cafe right here in the UAE known as the Memory Cafe?
No.
It's actually only for Alzheimer's patients, experts, and caregivers. Anyone who knows someone struggling with Alzheimer's, they can go to that cafe, and they actually provide you with all the safety measures. So let's say you drop off your aunt, or who you like to call your aunt, at that cafe.
Yes.
They'll get your phone number, they'll make sure that she's safe, and she can actually go ahead and socialize with people just like her, struggling through the same exact thing. And I feel like just knowing that you're not alone going through this gives you that sense of comfort. And I'm so glad that the UAE has actually given so many initiatives for all people of determination and those struggling with chronic diseases.
Yeah, it does look like, as us as a generation as a whole, the more technology advances and the more, people become more wary about these certain circumstances, a lot of great people are opening things up to help people with these type of illnesses and diseases. Let us know your guys' thoughts, 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse 95 Radio.
Pulse 95.
App apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
In Arabic, I was going to talk about a saying or an analogy in Arabic that we tend to say. We say, سرعته زي البرق. You know, it means like he's fast as
Lightning.
lightning. Yes, exactly.
Okay. And what are we talking about today?
Lightning.
Barq.
Yeah,
Right?
the app that is called Barq that's available right here in Sharjah.
I thought when I first reading it in English, it looks like buraq.
It is Buraq or Barq, and
Okay.
both actually mean speed.
So this Omni is, my Arabic translator at times.
No, I think you're right. It's Buraq, but I linked it to Barq.
Okay, I mean, it both makes sense. I mean, it might be the formal of buraq al-fusha, right? Check it. I don't know.
Look, when I know about Buraq, it has a, if we look at the Quran,
Okay.
the holy book, Prophet Muhammad actually, he ascended to the sky on a Buraq. Remember? It's like, it's the creature that Allah gave
It's
him.
like a
so that he can
stallion
ascend.
and a unicorn.
Yeah.
No, what's it called? The one that...
Yeah, it's just...
I forgot the name.
It's called Buraq
Anyways.
in the Quran, so it goes by the same name because it actually showcases speed.
And luxury.
Yes,
And,
exactly.
high class. And that's what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. Buraq, which is VIP transportation and document delivery right here in Sharjah. Now, Ali Al-Amiri, manager of Usul Smart Application, which is actually a, subsidiary of Sharjah Asset Management, has, included or, they have released a fleet that does include 50 vehicles that do provide VIP transportation and document delivery from government agencies to customers. Before we start, I just need a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know how much document delivery and, getting things from government sectors and going back and forth, waiting in the line, coming in here, yes, oh, you didn't do that. It's such a tiring thing. And Omnia was going through it a couple of months ago when she was moving apartments.
Yes, it's a big hassle. And to find a delivery service where you can just trust that your documents are safe, that they'll arrive to you, or you can send them to any entity, any person that you want it delivered to so easily, man, it puts your mind at rest. This is exactly what Al Buraq is aiming to do for all people living right here in the heart of Sharjah. You can basically download the app. It's available on the iOS store as well as the Google Play Store. It's very convenient and so affordable for everyone. So it's basically going to give you a very cost-effective option when it comes to making sure that safety is in check and comfort is in check with the touch of a button. All the cars that are part of this fleet actually are driven by professional chauffeurs, so you can make sure that you're not going to have any crazy drivers taking you on your daily commute. And also, if you want something a little bit more VIP, a little bit more sophisticated, you can even opt for the business option.
So your documents will be on cooled seats.
Yes.
Right? It's going to be
Or
nice,
you.
cold, and crispy.
Yeah, you yourself, if you want to be comfortable.
I'll be in a cold seat, cooled seats, nice AC blowing in my face.
And the best part about it is that all the rides are constantly disinfected. So after someone leaves the car is disinfected, making sure that it's ready for the next rider.
Yes, let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215 doorstep or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. We're taking a short break, but when we come back, we're talking all about the tufah,
The tufah.
the apple.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Apple, and right off the bat, unethical.
Right off the bat, impressed.
That I say it's unethical.
No, I'm impressed with Apple.
Oh, okay. I'm impressed that they have the audacity to say something like this.
Okay, to be fair, it's an algorithm.
Regardless.
Based on our data, I know.
Regardless,
but-
Omnia,
Yes.
right? Now, before we get into the debate, or it's not kind of a debate because I think Omnia's on the same page as me.
Yeah, in a way.
Okay, so Apple, the news is Apple is reportedly working on mental health monitoring using iPhone data.
Yes.
Now, Omnia, okay?
But let's
people
let's
who have-
reveal a bit more on what data are they using.
But they will know whether or not you suffer.
Yes.
Now, anyone who has a mental illness doesn't want anyone to know about it.
But what if you have one and you don't know?
So now Apple is it can misdiagnose
Yeah,
people. So
true.
now, if I have, let's say, for example, ADD or ADHD, and I don't know of it, and Apple says, hey, you might have symptoms of ADHD, right? What happens? A placebo effect starts to happen to
Yeah.
me, right? I'm going to go get diagnosed, right? I'm going to pay money to go see a therapist. Turns out, like,
You don't have
nothing's wrong
nothing.
with you, right?
True.
Maybe you fidget too much on the phone.
Yeah.
Right? So now Apple I'm not saying 100%, they can be misdiagnosing people. And people who already had mental illnesses know that someone who they don't trust, because, think about it. People with depression, people with bipolar, people with, let's
Anxiety.
say, autism, things like this, right? They're going to be like, man, I don't want anyone to know about my problems. They keep it to themselves, right? There's a lot of fully functioning people in society who have these problems. Again, these problems don't mean that you cannot be a functioning human being, right? They just have life a little bit harder than the rest of us.
True.
Right? But they don't want anyone to know about that.
Now, what I found interesting is a lot of people, in my opinion, I feel like maybe going through this or having the symptoms, but they just never thought that they had
brush
that.
it off.
Yeah, or they never thought that they had this disease. So it's still not confirmed, but what a lot of researchers have been saying is that Apple is actually working on different ways to help detect and diagnose depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline using your iPhone. So they're hoping that if they just can analyze certain data, so your mobility, your sleep patterns, and how they can spot certain behaviors. So just like you've mentioned, let's say how often do you go from one app to the other?
Yeah, but Omnia, this can be symptoms of ADD or ADHD,
True.
The people who keep fidgeting around a lot. But social media has given us the attention span of a rat.
100%.
Right? Because now I'm on my phone, right? I see
switch
picture
from one
number
app
one.
to the other, to the other.
Okay, like that.
Yeah.
I see. Things like that. You fidget just because you have the ease of access of going through one place to another. Does that mean you have a problem? No.
I agree with you on that one. One thing that they've been doing to try and avoid all privacy issues is they said that they're not going to be sending any of this data to Apple servers. So they're not using it to have the algorithm learn more about how to do the skill better by using our own data. But
I don't like it.
It's still concerning. It's always concerning when things include studying your own mental health. They're also planning to incorporate data from your Apple Watch. So your heart rate, how high can it get? And that, I don't know.
Regardless, whatever they have in mind, I personally believe when it comes to these circumstances, to these things, the only people or the only entity or the only person that should be diagnosing you is a medical professional.
A mental health professional,
a mental health, a medical professional, someone who studied 8 years for this, right? Yes, we're a technology show. Yes, we like AI, we like machine learning. They are helping the medical field. But we never talked about, or I never heard about, an AI or machine learning or artificial intelligence solely diagnosing a patient
they don't wanna,
without the consultation of a doctor first.
They're not going to diagnose you. It's more of prompt you to go get checked out.
So you're pushing, so let's say, that's like, for example, Omnia, I have a cough a little bit.
You have COVID.
I have COVID, right?
You could have COVID.
Isn't it the same thing of diagnosing going to Google saying I have a headache?
Yeah.
Oh, you have
cancer.
God forbid, you have brain cancer.
True.
Right?
Yeah, we always say don't go to Google.
See, so why?
So why should we go to Apple?
Or not even go to Apple. Let Apple, without our permission, diagnose us.
True.
Or say, hey, you might have a problem here. Right?
I want to hear from everyone. I think it's a very interesting topic,
I don't like it.
Honestly, I don't know. At the beginning, I was like, okay, this is a great initiative because if you think about it, some people just may struggle with something and they may be too scared to go see a therapist. So maybe if your iPhone suggests it, you may feel a bit more encouraged to go and seek help. But we want to hear from all of you. 4215 Durat or slide into our DMs at Pulse 95 Radio. Are you with Apple working on this feature or launching this feature? Or do you feel like, just like Hani and a bit of me also feels the same, that it's just unethical and it could actually cause more harm than good?
Our text lines are open, 4215 Durat or on our Instagram at Pulse 95 Radio. Let us know your guys' thoughts.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Pulse 95.
Apple Bay? No, Apple COVID.
I love this feature.
I thought you loved my joke. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about the Apple Wallet and how it will soon let you store your COVID-19 vaccination card. And we know this was actually coming for iOS 15. I have not updated yet.
Oh, not yet. Because it's still beta.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
My dad has updated.
Ah, so it is public.
It is public. My dad has updated. He gave me the rundown on everything yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, the Apple Watch." This
I
sounds
like this. I like that.
That's my boy. But ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about how iOS 15 is the latest version of the software that does power the iPhone. But ladies and gentlemen, I have a quick shout out to Faisal Al-Shamsi. Today is his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
And he is my best friend in the whole entire world.
And you're shouting him out towards the end of the show?
Towards the end of the show. I mean, he just, told me he's tuning in.
Happiest birthday.
A big happy birthday to Faisal Al-Shamsi. He's 25 years old. My brother, my love. Big shout out to him.
Happiest birthday to you, Faisal. And if you're tuning in and if you have an iPhone, I think you should go ahead and download iOS 15 because a lot of people have actually been very excited about this update. Whether, now we luckily don't have to showcase our records whenever we enter Abu Dhabi, but in a lot of universities, I can tell you AU as one of them, you have to showcase, let's say, your QR code. In other universities, you have to showcase your vaccination card. So just having it downloaded on your phone and a part of your Apple Wallet, I feel like it's just going to make things a lot faster and easier than having to dig through the files and look up the PDF that shows all of your vaccines.
Yeah, I mean, we do know having papers, because the COVID-19 vaccination card is a paper, right? And having papers and the hassle of losing them, them being a little bit destroyed, you have your morning coffee, you put it on the paper, then you have that circle, the stain of the black coffee. So having everything digitalized, right, is making our lives much, much easier. And
I feel like it's long overdue.
Long overdue, number one.
Because now when you travel, like your airline ticket, it's immediately on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't tested out that feature. I haven't traveled in a while. But I want to test out that feature as well. Omnia traveled, I believe, a couple of months ago, and she had the, her boarding pass, her ticket, and everything on her phone. So, our phones every day are becoming more and more important and a necessity.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm so happy that Apple is finally hopping on board and just launching this feature, because I feel like Google has had it for quite some time now and people have just been wondering, when is Apple going to go ahead and launch it? So as part of their beta version of the iOS 15.1, it's already been out for a lot of people and a lot of people have been testing it out. But if you're not a beta tester, don't worry. In just a couple of weeks, Apple is going to be launching the 15.1 and allowing all of us to enjoy this amazing feature of just accessing our vaccination records in one tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that this feature is amazing, and hopefully soon enough we'll have it all for all our iPhones, and iOS 15 is just around the corner. But today is a big day of shout-outs, ladies and gentlemen, because we have another friend, right, tuning in. No, it's not his birthday, but his name is Mohammed Al-Marri.
Okay.
Right? Big shout out to him. He's an engineer at Sharjah Airport.
Shout out to you,
Shout
Mohammed.
out to you.
Oh, he's at Sharjah Airport. He's going to love this.
He's going to love this. And he's like, yeah, it's going to make our lives much, much easier.
Absolutely.
So big shout out to Mohammed. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you guys have a great, great weekend. But this does end Future Talk for today.
Yes, indeed. We want to wish you a beautiful and blessed weekend to you and your loved ones. Make sure you keep Pulse 95 locked, because our shows are going to keep you entertained throughout the day. Coming up is Afternoon Karak with Aisha Mazmi. She has a very exciting show in store for all of you, covering everything from pop culture to movie and show recommendations. It's a show that you don't want to miss out on.
Yes, and we'll see you on Sunday, same time, same place, only here on Pulse
95.
And we got wild things for you, ladies and gentlemen.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.